Hi guys, it's Chantel again, and I am doing a get ready with me slash story time, and this will be the story about the time this nigga had me fucked up. Like, he really thought he was trying to play me. Like, he really thought he was gonna play me. Like, nigga, no. So I'm just gonna jump right into this. Oh, also ignore the background. This room has the best lighting in my house. Obviously this is a kid's room, so ignore that. So this took place, okay, let me give you a little background. Oh, let me give this nigga a name. We're gonna call him Leo because he was a Leo, okay? So my look it, I'm gonna tell y'all the story and not even do my makeup. Hold up. So I met Leo my freshman year. Like, my freshman year, he was like trying to get at me all year. Like, he's like on it, and I just wasn't into him. He wasn't that cute. He was probably like a 6.5, 7 on a good day. So he wasn't like all that to me or whatever. And I remember on the last day of school my freshman year, I was getting ready to walk home, you know, come here, blah, blah, blah. Because Leo didn't know my name up to this point. He was always like just trying to spit game to me in the hallway. And I would just be like, nah, like this time I was not into boys. He was like, Leo was a grade older, so he was a sophomore at the time. Like, I was just like not into it. Like, and then earlier that
year I dated a sophomore. Like, it was like he knew him too, and it's the thing, like, he was like, you date this nigga but you won't. Like, Leo was one of them. Like, he was a Leo, that cocky conceitedness. Like, he had all of that. Like, you'll date this nigga but not me. Like,
so I ended up giving this nigga my number, and we were like talking throughout the summer. I remember that too. The first day I met him at park and I kissed him, it was so funny. I had my 2 little cousins there, and it was so awkward. Like, I was so scared of him. I was so fucking scared of him. And not scared like who's gonna do something to me. Like, I was scared of boys. So I gave him like a little peck, and I was like cheesing. I'm like, oh my god. And my cousins were like hyping me up. Oh my god. Yeah, so then we started going back to school, and this thing, he lived like down the street from me. But Leo was in like foster care, so I could never like go into his house or nothing like that. Like, the first like month of school we were walking together, but like I had a habit of waking up late, and I'm like somebody like I absolutely hate being late. Like, anytime I go somewhere, I'm guaranteed 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes early. He used to fucking make me late. So like, I remember it was like the first or second day of school too. I'm blowing this nigga up phone. We had to be there for 7:30. I'm blowing this nigga's phone up at like 7 o'clock. 7:10, 7:20. I'm like, yo, he finally picks up and he's like, yo, I woke up late. And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? And like, then we walked, and my school walk was like a 15-minute walk from where we lived. And it was like, what the fuck? Like, I used to hate that shit. Like, and
after a while, I told me, imagine my mom had bought me a bus pass, so I didn't even have to fucking walk. I was walking for this nigga. Like, like, nah, nigga, like, you gonna have to walk by yourself. And he started talking about, oh, can you wake me up in the morning? Nigga, what the fuck you mean wake you up? You have 2 alarms set, and I still be blowing your shit up, and you still don't wake up, nigga. No, like, you're on your own.
so I'm getting so off track. Like, I'm supposed to be telling y'all how this nigga played me. This nigga was fucking stupid. That's the one thing. Leo was a fucking clown. He was one of them clown ass niggas. He was funny as fuck. Like, always in trouble. Like, he was one of them. Like, he wasn't like a bad kid like in the streets or nothing like that, but like, he was one of those kids, he's always had something to say. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up, you're always running your mouth. Like, he was one of them. So like, he was well liked around the school. Everybody knew him, everybody liked him. Like, he was one of them kids. So he was like real neutral, like a Leo man. Like, yeah. Okay, I think this is as good as it's gonna get, guys. Let's just keep going. I just remember, okay, so my best friend, she was because let's not forget, we started dating. Now I'm a sophomore and he's a junior. I am back, and I struggle to once again put these bitches on with the wing liner. Okay, Leo played football. Oh, I hate the way these look again. It's the lashes, y'all. It's the fucking lashes, I promise. This one looks like, bitch, I don't know. Leo played football, and my best friend started to she started freshman year, so I was a sophomore. Leo's a junior and she's a freshman. So she's in her physics class, and she's like she's texting me, and she's like, yo, Chantel. And I'm like, what? And she's like, we're gonna call this girl Aquarius, my best friend at the time. So, and she's like, there's this girl, we gonna call her. Oh, you know what? I skipped a part. Okay, there was this girl. We're gonna call her Sharkeisha. We're gonna call her. It's actually pretty similar to her name, but we're gonna call her Sharkeisha. And she was like one of the thoughts of the school. Like everybody knew, like she would like fuck, and that was it. So I never used to really see her around Leo until me and him started dating. But that's how she started coming around more, because he was like walking me to my classes and stuff and like popping up at my classes, and she was there because I had quite a few of her. And I found out they were texting. So I'm like, what the fuck? I need to text for, like, the fuck? So my this is before me and him were together, okay? So this was the beginning of school years. I remember too. I think our date was September 18th. So September 18th, 2013, I think. Like, that shit was a minute ago. So you can just see all the black around here. I'm not zooming in on the shit, so y'all guys cannot see what the fuck is going on. But fuck that. I'm about to make a fool out of myself. Yeah, like I told him, I'm like, you need to dead that shit. Like, no, like, we all know how she get down. This and that. And he's like, all right. And then, of course, after that, she came up to me and she's like, oh, it was never like that. I don't know why I feel like a way. Why didn't you come to me about it? And I'm like, you're not my man. So I need to put him in check. So now back to this bitch in physics class. What did I name her? Oh, I never named her. We're gonna call her Des. So she's going off and she's like, yeah, I talked to Leo. And mind you, there was 2 Leos in the 11th grade, but they both had girlfriends. So she's eavesdropping, like, which one? Like, you know, like, she has no idea. She knows me, like, not, I guess the girl didn't know about me or whatever. So my friend's just gassing her up, like, oh, what you know, and how long you been talking to him, and da 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 da. And she's like, yeah, he's number 17, he plays football, blah blah. And she says his last name. So at that point, she was like, there ain't no more coincidence, Leo's talking to this bitch. So they got a call. She started texting me. She started telling me what's up, and I'm like, word. This is the second time. I done had an issue with somebody's bitches, like, around my nigga. So, I'm like, all right, cool. So I text
him on the spot. I'm like, yo, we're done. Da 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 da. Cause like apparently, like, cause I was wondering, I'm like, how the fuck does he even like? When does he have time to see her? Because during school, he's always fucking around near my classes, which makes sense. Probably in the process of coming to my classes or leaving her classes, he's probably gonna fuck around with me. Not when I mean fuck around, cause that was the first time. But I mean like when I say he was a clown, like he would come and do shit through the glass window, you know, and be like, that's my shorty, stuff like that. So basically, I'm like, what the fuck? But apparently they were hanging out, like, he was hanging out with her before football practice. So when he's walking me, like, to the, because, like, he would say football practice, I would continue on, like, taking the bus. He stood with me at the bus and stuff. So, like, when he would go back into school, like, he would go link up with her because she was a dumbass and was staying after for tutoring. Or maybe she wasn't staying after for tutoring. I don't know. But she was doing, that's when they were finding time to hang the fuck out. Right? That was the time.
So she's telling me all that. I'm like, yeah, we hanging out with that bitch at your games, da 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 da. I'm like, I went off on this nigga. And then, he's like, nah, it wasn't like that. This, and that. He was like, me and her was talking after school and stuff, but like, I never hung out with her outside of school. Like, and he's like, she was just like, she's always around the team, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I'm like, nah, nigga. So I'm like, no, you're talking to her. So basically, and strangest enough too, that girl, Sharkeisha, is the one to come up to me to vouch for Leo. Like, you sent the bitch who I told you to cut the fuck off like 2 weeks ago to come and talk to me. Oh hell no. So he's like trying to come to my house. He's like, let me come to your house, blah blah. But like my mom didn't really care, but it was my sister. Like, Shawty made sure like I didn't have boys over. I couldn't walk home with them. Like, well, as far as like boyfriends and stuff, I couldn't walk home with them. Like, even like my guy friends that would see me on the way. She's like, who are you? He's like trying to come to my house, and I'm like, nah, like you're gonna get me in trouble. Like, no. So, and then like he's calling me. He's like, no, I dated with her. I called her. he was like, I told her not to talk to me no more, and da 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 da. And you sitting here going around talking about me, getting in trouble with my girl, blah blah blah. Like, it was never like that with you, and you know it wasn't, da 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 da.
He's telling me last time, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, whatever, fuck it. Me and him had been, by this time, me and him had been officially dating not even that long. Because our whole relationship, I broke up, well, I was planning on breaking up with him, but this bitch was fucking eavesdropping. That's not a story. This bitch was fucking eavesdropping, and she told him. But we and him dated from September to January 5th, to be exact, is the day that we broke up. So we broke about 3 months.
This nigga was playing games our whole relationship, like our whole relationship. I was not a virgin, but I was. It was like, you could tell it was like he wanted to be with me, but like it was like, because he didn't pressure me for sex at all. My dumb ass, take him back, right? Take him back. But don't get me wrong, I'm pissed. I was really boasted about him. Like, if she told my best friend, like a random bitch that she barely even knew, do you think she was gonna tell everybody else? Like, yeah. So that next day, I go to my best friend. I'm like, yo, Aquarius, what's Dez's first period? And she's like, she has this, but she was running late. Her bus was running late, so she's like, oh, I'm not there, and da 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 da. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't care. I'm stomping around. I go to her class. The bell rings. She's not there. So I'm like stomping around, like you seen Des, and people are like, oh, you mad? What happened? What happened? Like, oh, you mad? What happened? And I'm just walking, and then Sharkeisha sees me, and she's like, what happened? And I'm like, yo, you seen Des? And she was like I said, she's one of them ratchet, like, ghetto girls, so she was just there, like, for a fight. Like, I catch her, and by this time, my best friend had got there, so she had literally, like, pulled up, like, perfect timing. I'm like, you talked to Leo? And she's like, no. And I was like, no, you said you talked to Leo, right? You said you told her that, right, the other day, right? You talked to him, number 17? You talked to him, right?
And she's like, no, not anymore. Like, he called me yesterday and told me that, like, there was nothing going on, and da 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 da.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, so don't you know, you don't talk to him. You never talk to him. Basically, after that, I told her have a blessed day. And I went on my fucking business. Like, I'm like, she clearly was scared. Her eyes looked like bugs. And she saw me. She's like, no. Like, she was dumb scared. Like, because the way she made it seem like she didn't know about me up until, like, the point of, like, when he told her, like, no, you're ruining shit with my girl. Because, like, me, until I walked up to her, it was like she had like no fear or nothing, and I walked up to her and it was like, you talked to Leo. It was like, you're the girl. Like, that's what it was. Here's another funny story.
This is the next year. So this time, Leo, we haven't broken up by now. We're broken up. But Leo's a senior, I'm a junior, and Des is a sophomore. So basically a fight breaks out, and we were selling like ribbons, like breast cancer ribbons. So we was like right there, like on the lunch stores, like where kids get their lunch and come back out. So we right there, and a fight breaks out right in front of us. So we got like front row seats because the tables were here and the fight happened like right there. So we got front row seats, and we, you know, they fighting, and it was 2 girls, and then
they start throwing food, and I had bought this new white cardigan. It was an orange, but like, I don't even remember. I didn't even look to see if my sweater was stained or nothing. I just felt it touch my elbow, and that my elbow was wet. I got up and on the table and was like, who the fuck is throwing food? Da, 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 da. They fighting, and y'all niggas out here throwing food. I will fight anybody who fucking threw that shit. Da, 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 da. I don't give a fuck all y'all niggas. Y'all all pussy because somebody threw it and they ain't saying shit. Da, 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 da. Y'all niggas like, who the fuck is throwing food? Like, they're fucking fighting and y'all throwing food. Why can't you just shut up and enjoy the fucking fight, nigga? Like the rest of us. So they look at my sweater. My sweater's wet, but it's not stained. So after that, I like kind of calmed down. Days later, I was walking through the halls and I seen Leo. And Leo was like, so we're jumping on tables and throwing up gang signs? This is what I was talking about, why fucking Leo's a clown. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I'm like, jumping on a table. I was like, where'd you hear that from? Like, you know, and I was like, I don't know nothing about no gang signs. And he was like,
nah, I heard that. There was a fight, and somebody was throwing food, and you got mad because they threw it at you, and you jumped on the table and tried to fight everybody. And I was like, yeah.
Like, the fuck?
And he was like, so you was throwing gang signs? I was like, nah, because y'all even see my videos. I talk to my fucking hands. So when I get mad, they see the little gun came out, like, oh, pop one of you niggas. No, they don't fuck with me.
And I forgot to say this earlier, because I'm going to put this clip in where it fits. But the reason why I mentioned Des in the story about me jumping on the table is because she's the one who told Leo, obviously. And she told Leo, she was like, that she was scared that I thought it was going to be her that threw the food because she was standing there and she was the only one standing there with a plate in her hand. The funny thing is, I didn't even know she was there. She was mad nervous. So since, you know, I talked about him, let's just close out the Leo chapter altogether. So how me and Leo broke up was, it was over Christmas break, And it was weird too, because like his phone had went off, right? And the whole Christmas break, we didn't like speak at all. Like, it was weird. On Christmas, like, he like messaged me through Twitter and was like, yo, I'm about to come to your house and get your gift. And I'm like, okay. I had this gift for him. We exchanged gifts. He went walking out down the street. It was snowing, all that. He just went walking down the street. So I'm like, okay. So then, like, I remember he like tried to call me and was like, oh, let's go to the movies. And I was like, okay, cool. And like, by the time that it actually came around to like go to the movie, like, he just kind of like stopped responding, and like he had like went kind of like MIA on me. So I'm like, what the hell, nigga? If you didn't want to go, that's all you had to say. That was like red flag to me right there. Like, he was randomly hitting me up, and like he would just stop responding, like, but his phone was off, so it wasn't like I could just call wherever he was at, because he was like texting me through other people's phones and stuff. Like, he was mad, like what he was doing was mad wishy-washy. School came back around, like, this is how we broke up. Like, matter of fact, I think this was the day we came back, which is why it was like January 5th. Like, this was the day we came back from break.
And I'm talking to my friend in the locker room, and I'm like, yo, like, he was acting mad iffy. Leo was acting mad iffy on vacation. I didn't hear from him, see him, nothing. Like, he came and dropped his gift off on Christmas, and that was it. Like, he on some wishy-washy stuff, and I'm done with it. Like, da-da-da-da. Like, I can't do it. Like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm like, I'm letting this nigga know. Like, I'm done playing those stupid-ass games with him. Like, let him know.
So she runs up there and goes and tells him. So I'm in my next period. He texts me. You know, his phone is back on now. It was off for the whole 2 weeks of break, but it's on now. So he's like, you got something to tell me? And at that point, I'm like, who the fuck was running their mouth, right? And then I started thinking, I'm like, oh shit, this bitch, like, but she was like, I should have known better too, because she was one of those girls, like, I think she was like dating one of his like real close friends. So I should have known better not to be talking out of my ass, but I was venting to my friend. So he calls me out, and I go out there, and I'm like, he's like, you got something to tell me? And I was like, yeah, like, you've been acting that iffy. So, you know, he's like, so you won't do this no more? And I was like, no. And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And he like walked off, and I walked off. And it was weird too, because there was like no bad blood after that. Like, that's how, like I told you before, like, he was like, you're on a gang signs. Like, whenever he would see me, like, he would still speak. And, what you mean I have something to tell you? Do you have something to tell me, nigga? You the one being caught out there. Do you got something to tell me, nigga? So, that's the story of how this nigga tried it. This nigga tried to play me, okay? And I was not here for it. Again, I know Leah was doing shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't got proof. And he denies it to this day, but I know he was doing shit. Because even with the girl he with now, there's a few times where he tried to come chill with me, talking about she's crazy and da-da-da-da-da. So, but I ain't no homewrecker. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So RP to my nigga Wally. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share for more videos like this, because it makes your girl happy. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.